Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and I'm back to do my weekly plan with me for March 2nd through March 8th. Today I'm going to use my PlannerKate sticker kit, and this is the sampler from kit 214C. I have my Precise V5, it's a pilot ink pen, and I also have the full boxes from PlannerKate, and I have these hourly checklists, and I may run out of the little labels, so I wanted to use these as a backup, and these are just the icon stickers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to set up my framework and then come back and explain, but I'll narrate as I go through the video after I speed it up. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing below. And hello to everyone, and I hope you had a super fantastic week. In addition to my using this weekly kit and seeing how it works for me, I will admit it was easier for me to lay down the stickers. The bottom section of this layout or this spread is going to be for like my health, exercising and things like that. So for this particular week, I am going to monitor my water again. I did notice sometimes this week I didn't drink enough water, and also my steps. I also was lacking in steps, especially when I work late. I didn't get up or take any breaks, and so I noticed that I was a little bit more stressed than I normally am when I do get up and make a little bit of time in the day for myself outside of hurrying up, eat my lunch, doing something for somebody else so I can make time in my day to do my own job. So that's something I'm trying to work on, is making sure that I keep my balance and don't prioritize other people's demands before I satisfy what I physically need. And I hope that makes sense. And then above that section, that's going to be where my YouTube tasks go. And this is what I need to do as far as my videos. Should I be recording? Do I need to edit? If I'm ahead of schedule, can I go ahead and pre-record something else? Like making sure that I put the time in and I document here on my weekly spread. It has helped a lot with me getting things done. I think that the only thing that I didn't encounter this week was sometimes how tired I was going to be coming back from work, because sometimes that did lead to me like just going ahead and say, okay, I can't do this, I have to do this tomorrow type thing, which I think is okay. Is saying, okay, here's something, I can't do it, it needs to migrate to the next day. Or maybe I did film, but I didn't edit or whatever, because it's like I recorded my plan with me, but I didn't edit, and I had uploaded off my camera, and this morning it was trying, which is the first time I've ever had a problem with uploading any of my videos to my editing software or to YouTube. But today I noticed it's been really slow. So, but this was a different thing for me. Normally I can get them edited, everything uploads really quickly, and I'm done. And I think for my Plan With Me video, this is probably it took me 3 times this morning to get my Plan With Me videos up. And you guys know I speed this video up, so it's not an hour long, it's actually down to like 15 minutes. I try to keep it within 15 minutes. But yeah, it was challenging this morning, and I have no idea why. And I know I have all my PlannerKate stuff, and so what I'm trying to do is evaluate what I purchase. I know I like the thin washi, I like the thick washi. I actually like this weekly kit. What I miss is the headers that I used to have that I purchased last month. I didn't get the headers, but I'm trying to just assess, like, what's my groove? What do I like? What do I feel like I need? What do I want a little bit more to create like a little stash? I don't want a lot. I got enough washi around here that yeah, I got enough of that, and I do have enough Happy Planner stickers, but they don't fit in the Erin Condren. So I want to find my right, I guess, my planner zen as far as the sticker kits that I do purchase. And if you watch my budget videos and you're wondering how much money I spend on that, I try to make sure that it fits within my $100 that I give myself for the month. And so I haven't run over my $100 because that's all I have to spend. So I'm always mindful. So whatever I purchase, I have to make sure it fits within my personal budget money. And if it doesn't fit, then I can't have it. So that's how I treat this. But I am looking through and say, okay, what can I keep and what do I need to cut? Do I have some things that are included that I don't even use because I don't want to buy big things and then they have like big sections that I don't use. So I'm trying to be mindful of that as I use this for this week. Because, I think a day has passed since I've laid everything out. And I'm like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And this week at work, I am wrapping up some development projects and I am documenting our current state for our web app and our dependencies. And I'm helping to clean off our server again. And I'm doing all the things. So I have to make sure that I get my development done for this week. And I have 2 things right now, and my manager's checking on a third. It may be something that we get to close, but I'm not sure. But I want to make sure that I at least put one of those development projects to bed and then have the other one where it's almost to the point where it's ready to be tested and it gets put through its paces before I put that in production. And then that, I'm not sure if I'll get any more development projects because one of the things I did find out was even though our manager said I was going to be doing 50-50 with the project management stuff, I may be doing more project management than actual development. I think he and I both are seeing, or I guess I always knew. I always knew, but I think he didn't know how much work I actually do for other people until he started pulling me off and he started seeing people volunteering me to do things and I wasn't around, I wasn't on a call, like they just do it, and they do it because there's no repercussions for them doing it. And so I feel like, whatever, but whenever I say that this is it, he has to back me up. You just can't say, okay, I'm going to put you on all these other things, but you still have to I don't even know how to put that. You still have to do the work that somebody else should have done because that don't make no kind of sense. But anywho, so I'm trying to make sure that the things that were already assigned to me that I go ahead and take care of. And I also have some customers that I've worked with since I came to this team 5 years ago. And I do love taking care of what they need as far as development and things like that. And I have that relationship with them. And I want to make sure I take care of them because I know if I'm not doing it, no one is going to do it. And so that's the downside of me stepping away. But it's a new area and I need to step into something different and I need to look at it optimistically. Even though sometimes I am afraid, I have to do what I got to do if I expect to grow. I can't grow if I stay put doing the same thing. Okay, so I'm wrapping up a few more things as far as like what I want to be doing throughout the week. Because what I do with this spread is when I get to work, I get there like about 10 minutes till 6. And I pull out one of my daily sheets and I just write down, okay, what I want to be doing. I come up with all my tasks that are related to accomplishing that goal, which really I think that if I looked at this, like I put one of my reports on here, what are the tasks I need to do to get that set up, and then to be able to go ahead and start writing code and stuff like that. I do that. Any emails I need to do, send, respond to, forward, facilitate, because a lot of times I spend a lot of time facilitating between people who don't speak technical requirements to people who are very technical, because a lot of times those people are super smart, but they don't understand what you want. They understand what you don't want, but they don't understand what you want. And so sometimes I spend a lot of time in that middle ground, trying to facilitate that between certain groups. So I will need to make sure I put that on that piece of paper. I don't put that on here because I bounce around from one thing to the next every hour, but that is how I use this spread. My spread is kind of like a rough outline for my day at work, and then I just go through that. And so like this past week, I had to get a conference room, and so I can go on work. And when I did that, you guys, I kicked through my whole task list. But when I'm sitting at my desk, I maybe get one thing done, and I think it's the constant interruptions all day, and then that putting unnecessary stress and pressure on me. But I also want to make sure that I leave in things that I need to do in the high overview, what I do at home. What do I need to get done when I come home, so I can take care of that, and I don't walk in the door trying to remember what it was I was supposed to have done, because I don't necessarily remember all the time, and it'll bug the crap out of me all day, all night, trying to remember what I should have done, and then I don't until I'm ready to do the next thing. And it's like, well, if you're gonna cook, you gotta take your chicken out, you gotta thaw it out. You gotta take something out, you gotta thaw it out, you gotta do something. And a lot of times I do not remember, and I've always been that way. I like to say it's because I've gotten older, but I would be lying. I've always been this way. I got everything laid down for next week, and I did use up a good bit. Finish this out. I still have these pieces on the side and this right here. This is what was left over out of this sampler for me. I try to use as much as I could, but I didn't have a use for everything. So I'm going to take that and keep that under my hat in the future if I decide to get a kit, one of those sampler kits. I wanted to try it out, and so I have, and I feel comfortable with everything. I got my PMP study here. I don't lay that out, and the reason why is because I never know when I come home what's going to take precedence and how far I'm going to get during my lunches. And so I am studying every day, and I do meet my weekly study goal on Pluralsight as far as watching a video. But I never know, like, if I'm going to be tired, if I'm going to be, busy doing something else. So I try not to lay these down, because then when I don't do it, I just feel some kind of way. But I do have that over here, and I did do really well this week on the schedule management. This is my second chapter. Well, I took the test, and I think I got an 83 this time. The last time I got an 85. And so what my goal is to keep it at 70 or above for each chapter. And I've gotten some that were close to the 70s, and then I would just take it again. Or maybe it was in the 70s and I took it twice. But I'm trying to, first time I take it, okay, am I comfortable with this topic? And do I remember enough? And I think scheduling, because there's some math in there, I'm a little bit more comfortable with that. And cost is going to be the same way. There's some of the same calculations and the same formulas. And so I think once I finish this up, it'll be similar to my working with the schedule. It's not a lot of trying to remember things and tying in what I do every day into that topic, because we don't really handle our projects the way PMP. We do something a little bit different, not necessarily agile, but there's like a hybrid between the two. And so I have to try to fit all those pieces and how I actually work in the PMP model. So, but yeah, if I haven't bored you with that one, but I do have everything up and ready, and so I know that I can take care of everything as far as my my videos are concerned. And I just started making Instagram just a once a week post. I think that's the way I'm going to go, and then as I can build up, then I'll do more. But right now I'm just going to do once a week and keep it like that, so that way I don't stress myself out. And if you lasted this long, thank you very much. I appreciate you, and you have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye.